The Temple Mount has long been considered to be a portal to heaven.
From beneath the ancient stones of Jerusalem, archaeologists and biblical historians are uncovering clues that may point to the exact location of one of the holiest places in human history, the Holy of Holies. Hidden behind centuries of conflict, destruction, and rebuilding, this sacred inner room of the Jewish temple once housed the Ark of the Covenant and was the center of God's earthly presence. But is there a gate or passage that still exists? Could we be standing just meters above it today? Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel for more biblical discoveries, Christian archaeology, and faith-based investigations. Now let's go deeper. In the Bible, the Holy of Holies was the innermost chamber of the tabernacle and later the temple in Jerusalem. It was separated from the rest of the temple by a thick curtain known as the veil. Only the high priest could enter this sacred space, and only once a year, on the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. According to Exodus chapter 26, verse 33, "And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy." This place was so sacred that the high priest had to undergo strict purification rituals before entering. Inside the Holy of Holies was the Ark of the Covenant, which contained the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, Aaron's rod that budded, and a pot of manna, Hebrews 9:4. God's presence was said to dwell above the ark, between the wings of the cherubim. But after the destruction of Solomon's temple by the Babylonians in 586 BC, and again when the Second Temple was destroyed by the Romans in AD 70, the physical location of the Holy of Holies became a mystery. According to Jewish tradition and biblical descriptions, the Holy of Holies was situated at the heart of the temple, which stood on Mount Moriah, where Abraham was said to have offered Isaac, Genesis chapter 22, verse 2. That same spot is now covered by the Dome of the Rock, one of the holiest sites in Islam. Over the years, Jewish rabbis and Christian scholars have tried to pinpoint the exact location of the Holy of Holies. Some believe it lies directly beneath the Dome of the Rock. Others argue it may be slightly north or south of it. But what if a physical gate or threshold leading to it still exists, buried beneath centuries of rubble? For decades, Israeli archaeologists have explored the tunnels and cisterns beneath the Western Wall, hoping to find remnants of the original temple structure. These tunnels run along the Western Wall, and some sections are believed to have been part of Herod's Second Temple expansion. One of the most famous archaeologists in this effort is Dr. Eilat Mazar, a renowned biblical archaeologist who led multiple excavations in Jerusalem before her passing in 2021. Her work didn't focus on the Temple Mount directly, because it's under strict control, but other archaeologists like Leon Rittmeyer have proposed detailed architectural models of the temple based on both biblical texts and physical remains. Rittmeyer, a Christian archaeologist and former architect for the Temple Mount excavations, identified a flat rock beneath the Dome of the Rock, known as the foundation stone, as the probable place where the Ark once sat. Rittmeyer argues that a rectangular indentation found on this stone fits the biblical dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant. If true, this rock itself may have been the literal floor of the Holy of Holies. In Herod's temple, the Holy of Holies was reached through the inner sanctuary of the temple building. There was no stone gate in the traditional sense, but there was a doorway, separated by a heavy veil. According to Josephus, a first-century Jewish historian who saw the temple before its destruction, the veil was enormous, up to 60 feet high and several inches thick. Behind this veil was a raised platform, possibly with stairs or steps, leading into the Holy of Holies. Some archaeologists believe supporting structures or thresholds for this inner sanctuary may still exist in the underground sections of the Temple Mount. However, due to political and religious sensitivity, excavations under the dome of the rock are strictly prohibited. Still, limited exploration has been conducted in nearby areas. In 1981, unauthorized digging by Rabbi Yehuda Getz revealed sealed-off passages beneath the Temple Mount, sparking conflict with the Muslim Waqf, who oversees the Islamic holy sites. These passages, now closed off, were believed by Getz and others to lead toward the original sanctuary, perhaps even the Holy of Holies. The fascination with the Holy of Holies is not just historical, it's prophetic. According to Daniel chapter 9 verse 27 and 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4, a future temple will be built, and an abomination will take place within it, marking the end times. This has fueled excitement and urgency among some Jewish groups, like the Temple Institute, who have already rebuilt many of the temple vessels and garments in preparation for a third temple. If the location of the Holy of Holies is confirmed, it could play a critical role in future temple reconstruction. However, building on or near the Temple Mount would be politically explosive, as it would affect both Jewish and Muslim holy sites. Although direct excavation is not allowed, various historical accounts and architectural drawings suggest the area beneath the dome holds complex chambers and caves. The Well of Souls, an ancient chamber beneath the foundation stone, has been described in Islamic and Crusader writings as a natural cave that may have been used in ancient times for ritual purposes. While it's not certain whether this was connected to the Holy of Holies, its central position and unique structure make it one of the most mysterious spots in Jerusalem. The Temple Mount is one of the most sensitive religious and political sites in the world. Excavations on or beneath it are banned, and even research is often shut down or denied. The Muslim Waqf strictly forbids any digging that could be seen as Judaizing the site, and the Israeli government often avoids confrontation by halting archaeological efforts. In 1999, when the Waqf conducted unauthorized renovations, truckloads of dirt containing ancient artifacts were removed and dumped in the Kidron Valley. Since then, volunteers and archaeologists from the Temple Mount Sifting Project have been working to recover what was lost. Thousands of coins, jewelry, and pottery fragments from both the First and Second Temple periods have been found. Though this material doesn't include the gate to the Holy of Holies, it proves the Jewish presence on the Mount and strengthens the biblical accounts. While no one can say with absolute certainty that a physical gate to the Holy of Holies has been found, the archaeological evidence, biblical descriptions, and historical records all point to the strong possibility that its location lies directly beneath the dome of the rock. Modern technology, like ground-penetrating radar, combined with the recovered artifacts from the Temple Mount Sifting Project, may eventually reveal more. But until full access is granted, which may not happen until divine timing, we must rely on Scripture, history, and what has already been uncovered. As it is written in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2, "In the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established as the highest of the mountains, and all nations will stream to it." What lies beneath the Temple Mount could shake the world, but perhaps the time is not yet.